Yo, it's Sway.
Sway.
Sway. Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
Sway.
In the morning.
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 Only on Shade 45.
Wake your fuck ass up.
Yeah. Bitches.
TJ Holmes, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
And he's here with us today. He jumped ship and he got on another ship, BET. And he has a new show called Don't Sleep that I TiVo your show to make sure that if I miss it, I got it recorded when I come home. It's usually the last thing I watch before I go to bed because I'm proud of what you're doing, the work you're attempting to do over there. I was watching a program today. The show is about politics, pop culture, comedy, everyday conversation, correct?
That's the idea, man. And you know this. You've been in this game a long time. It's hard to just start shoveling information down somebody's throat. You know, you want people to learn something always, but you got to give it to them from where they are, and you got to, frankly, entertain them to some degree. And it's got to be fresh. It's got to be engaging. So I think we're getting there. We're only 2 weeks on the air. We've learned a lot, but people are really responding to the show, and they get what we're going after. And even the episode you talked about seeing, how often do you see a black prominent pastor sitting next to a black gay woman and those two having a conversation about their beliefs? There's just nowhere else on television, at least we have space to do that.
The woman he's speaking of is Monifa.
Yeah.
Right.
Was on there. Reverend Jesse Jackson was on there, and Pastor
Bernard,
and they were talking about the issue of gay marriage and what does it mean to different people. To the Reverend, it was a moral issue. To Monifa, it was a civil issue. And then I knew when I was said that sparks were going to fly at some point. But more importantly, the issue is prominent in today's society, definitely prominent in the black community. And there's never really been platforms where people could speak out and you could hear their perspectives, their point of views. Did they get into an argument?
You know what? That's the thing I also want to do with the show. And you see it too much on television. People have made a career out of just getting on TV and yelling. You put that I've seen it happen. I mean, I worked at CNN for years and been a part of a lot of shows. They get two people together and they literally want them to yell at each other and call it good TV.
Yeah.
Nobody learned anything about it. And you sat those two together, and the tension was there no matter what, just because they are on different sides of the issue. But I really want people to have respectful conversation. I want to elevate the conversation. Let's show how diverse the black community is. Let's show how much we actually disagree, but we don't have to be disagreeable. You hear it all the time. It sounds like cliche, but that's absolutely what we're trying to go for.
Okay, and then that's what I appreciate about you, TJ. I mean, you're waving that flag. I'm going to be right there behind you so you could take the rocks in and I can step and move forward. You go, TJ. David in Houston. Good morning. How are you, David?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. How you doing, Sway?
Doing well. Have the bees here. Say hello to TJ Holmes.
Mr. Holmes, man.
Good morning,
brother.
Good morning, man.
Hey, your show, I'm a truck driver, man, and you're speaking to me directly when you say it's hard to find a platform where I can see, the way you do your show. My question is, it seems like some of the conversations get cut off right in the middle. Does BET seem to want to expand your show for an hour?
Well, that's funny you call in and say that. And I guess you're doing a good thing if the biggest complaint you're getting is that the show is not long enough. That is the number one complaint we're getting. And I appreciate you saying that because we do, and we're making some adjustments to the show, tweaks here and there. To try to give as much time for that conversation because it does. It seems like I felt it sometimes. We're having that conversation. Oh crap, gotta go. Just not when it's just getting good, but you need time to let that thing breathe. So we are working to make those adjustments. And as far as expanding, those conversations aren't happening just yet. But really, brother, I appreciate you saying that, and I assure you that the folks over at BET are hearing that message loud and clear.
Okay, man.
Is the viewing audience David, thank you for your call. You're a citizen of Sway in the Morning.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much, man.
Appreciate
Have a good day.
How's the audience responding to the show right now?
They get it.
Okay.
And and I say that I was so worried because, it was hard to describe the show heading into it because people hear, oh, it's on at 11 o'clock. Is this kind of format? Oh, it's a black daily show. People think you're going to get up there and be doing the satirical comedy and whatnot. So it was difficult to explain and just had to wait and let people see it. But once they saw it, they got what we were going after. They got what we were trying to do. We're trying to engage you. We're trying to have a conversation. We want to inform you. We're not trying to do a Black Daily Show. We're going to have a good time just because I smile or even if I crack a joke. They get that that's not what the show is about. So I was so pleased more than anything that first night they got it.
They got it just like that. I was there the first night viewing it, man. I was really happy to hear that you went over to BET. I've seen your work over the years from covering the Olympics, from covering the presidential campaigns, from covering Hurricane Katrina, from covering when they had the what was the crash and what was that?
The Hudson.
And you know, I've always admired your work and said
Appreciate
that this guy is great at what he does. Not just because you're African American, you're just great at what you do.
I appreciate that.
And it's inspiring to even people like me who's in the same field to just kind of keep what I'm doing up to par, so I don't embarrass you. You know, so you can look at me and go, "Yo, Sway, all right." You know, I hope you feel the same way. If you don't, it's okay. You're still welcome on my show.
But I've been I like everyone else has admired you and your work and what you've been able to do from afar. But you and I have a connection now. There's so few of us navigating so many of those hallways in these big media companies. Frankly, over the years, I've been at CNN and an MTV. It's not that many of you walking around that you end up in that boardroom with, or you end up in that office trying to push them a certain direction to do this and explain. You're in the game. There's a fight you and I have been waging in different hallways, but still the same
fight, man.
It's Sway in the morning, only on Shade 45.